Have you ever visited a place that made you never want to come back to real life? Well, that has been my experience over the last 2 beautiful weeks that I have spent in Jamaica. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Suzette Speaks. I'm simulcasting today on Saturdays. I simulcast on Jamaicans.com Facebook page. And I want to welcome you as I take a trip down memory lane, even though it wasn't that long ago, as in this week when I got back. But I'm dedicating this show to Jamaica 60. This year, just a few beautiful days ago, the Jamaican people celebrated the 60th anniversary of their independence. We also just celebrated Emancipation Day, and I want to tell you more about my fantastic vacation. I don't mean to brag, y'all, but Jamaica is such a special and magical place that I decided to do 2 whole shows dedicated to my adventure. So I want to welcome you. It's been a minute. I know some of you on Jamaicans.com was like, why isn't she doing her live broadcast while she's there? Because I was in true relaxation mode. I was chilling. I was with family. I was enjoying a beautiful family reunion. My family hails on my mom's side from St. Anne, Jamaica. Big up all of you guys who are watching from around the world. If you want to drop a heart, a like, a comment, let me know where you're watching from. I would appreciate it. My dad is a Kingstonian. Big up all of my people from Doan. And I spent some time on his side of things. I felt more like a tourist than I've ever felt before, visiting some hidden gems on the island and exploring with family the countryside. I don't know if you guys know about it. Sometimes we have a little bit of a rivalry between people who come from the city, who come from Kingston, like myself, born in Kingston, Jamaica, but grew up here in the United States. So I feel like I'm the best of both worlds. Y'all can forgive me for my twanging in advance. So I retained a good part of my Jamaican heritage thanks to my parents, kind of giving me that strong foundation, love of education, good food, and community, sense of community and family values. I'm really grateful for that. And I've been adopted by my new country here in the United States, becoming a citizen as a teenager and enjoying, kind of a dual expression of culture, my African American culture as well as my Jamaican American culture. So thanks to mom and dad, I visited probably every summer at one point, probably from the age of like 10 to 12. And then every other summer, got to stay with family, friends, aunts, uncles, cousins, to the second and third and fourth generation, and really have been very fortunate to have a strong family foundation. But today's show, I'm going to dedicate to some of the sights and sounds that I had the privilege of enjoying. If you don't know who I am, I'm a TV host and attorney. Y'all missed me the last couple of weeks. I am appreciative of your support by hitting the like button, commenting, let me know where you're watching from, and of course, sharing the stream if you can. I see in the chat, my folks, I'm going to go ahead and recognize some of the folks watching. Thank you to one of my fantastic moderators on YouTube. Thank you, RM. I appreciate you being here first in the building. Hey, Kimo. I have so much footage, guys. I'm going to use mostly my still shots today. But if you are a member of my Patreon community, that is my members only community, from the YouTube side, I will be sharing a lot more video. I have some beautiful video from the country, the hills or the mountains, as they truly are. We call them the hills of St. Anne, going up through places like Higginton and Monique and so many other of our local districts. Brownstown, big up yourself. Coming through St. Anne's Bay, Ochi, big up Priory, all of the countryside, or you could say the North Coast. That's not really country. I don't consider it to be country, but all the North Coast, beautiful places. Started off in Montego Bay, but before we get to some of the highlights of where I've been and where you should go if you have the chance to visit Jamaica, let me say hi to my people in the chat. Welcome. Nice to see you. I'm in beautiful Miami right now, reminiscing. I'm wearing, y'all can't see my colors. I got this is actually a new bathing suit from Jamaica. It's like, I'm gonna wear it because I just putting it on brought me back to that beautiful beachfront in Montego Bay, where I got to kind of just lay and relax and view some beautiful vistas from up in the hills, up on the mountainside. big up Bay, as well as on the beaches. So we're going to talk a little bit about your favorite places. So that's my question for today. If you've never been to Jamaica, don't worry. This is a wonderful show still. I want to ask my audience who has been, where is your favorite place to visit in Jamaica? I may drop the link a little bit later, but I want to talk about a beautiful 2 week stay I just had. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm back to reality. This week was the end of this week when I came back was a drag, honestly. And I'm just now getting, back into the swing of things. I had my first full day of work yesterday. So that, trust me, if you guys know what I'm talking about, drop a comment when you get back from that lovely few days, week, 2 weeks, even a month for my European brothers and sisters who get that 6 week or more, 8 week vacation. That side of the world knows how to live life. Well, no matter how much time you spend away, it's never easy to get back into the swing of things. So I just want to welcome you. Hit the like button as you come in, whether you're watching on the YouTube channel. Big up everybody watching on the SuzetteSpeaks YouTube channel. I missed you. I'm getting back to my regularly scheduled programming. I'm playing catch up at work. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you just feel overwhelmed, and sometimes you wish you could be back on a beautiful beach chilling, but reality beckons. And so I'm already planning my next trip, y'all. I know I have to visit, or several more places I'd like to visit throughout the Caribbean, but no place, as they say, like home. So shout out to everyone who has been to Jamaica before, those who love Jamaican culture, who enjoy Jamaican food, music, the sports teams and athletes, or who enjoy any part of the culture, the artists, the reggae artists, the dance hall artists, which I got to see a couple. So, and I didn't see them in concert. I just saw them on the street, which is what I love. You can see them at the gas station or just around the way as you go up and down the streets of Spanish Town or Kingston or St. Andrew, Kingston, wherever you are. It's always a beauty to run into interesting people, not only celebrities, I would say, or local artists. I would just say interesting people are everywhere you look. Jamaica is a beautiful confluence of old and new. What does that mean? You see the, say, old downtown Kingston, and I look at the buildings, and the buildings are at the youngest, many of them probably 1960s. At the oldest, that downtown landscape is like 1920s to me when I go down there. And that is juxtaposed, set right beside the most new high tech, building or skyscraper right next to it. You have, the donkey carts, and you have the side of the road stands and people who live in, such real poverty, but you would never know it the way they present themselves on the street. And when they come out and they sell, there's a pride about it and a beauty, a simplistic beauty about everyday life where, again, you can have a millionaire and someone who can barely survive at the same, street light, at the same street corner. And everybody still, shows respect. But yeah, there's a lot of struggle going on. I don't want to sugarcoat and make it sound like everyday tourists' experiences are the reality. You have a lot of people who are suffering economically as well. But there is a beauty in terms of the national pride that I saw as Jamaica celebrated the 60-year mark, which is huge. And so this is the emblem I saw all over. Hit the like button as you come in. Jamaica 60. This was actually at the Kingston airport when I was leaving. I took it. It was all over the glassware all throughout. And you see Jamaica 60, reigniting a nation was the theme of this beautiful celebration. So if you happen to be in Jamaica this past week or two, let me know. If you are just someone who has visited before or even would like to visit, let me know. Today's show is dedicated to the secrets of my vacay, a beautiful stay. And I'm going to start with me on the beach, first of all, in Montego Bay. Shout out to everybody from Mo Bay. But let me say hello to folks. And if you want more behind the scenes, like where I was filming myself with my family out on my excursions and my day-to-day, I'm going to post probably this weekend a countryside view of what it looked like driving up through the hills, through the mountains of St. Anne. That's available on my Patreon. So if you see information here that you'd like to see more of or get to know myself as a YouTube personality, yo, come check me on Patreon and let me know what's good. So we're gonna talk food. We're gonna talk cultural celebrations. I went to a few of the national celebrations this past week. I enjoyed seeing everyone, enjoy themselves. The national pride is off the chain. Okay. I have my colors on. I hope you can see it. It's my new bathing suit. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but it fits like a glove. Thank you. I bought it at Devon House. There's a beautiful colonial style, I would call it, I don't know if I would call it home, called Devon House. I told you guys that, or some of my YouTube regulars, that this is the best place in Jamaica to get ice cream. Devon House ice cream is world renowned, and they also have a lot of clothing shops. I bought bad earrings there. I got a beautiful new earring collection. I should have wore. I might change it up. I should have wore one of my favorite ones I just got, and I got a bathing suit and two beautiful caftan tops. One of a Jamaican flag because I MC and I host a lot of events here in Miami. So I can't wait to host another Jamaican heritage event because I'm ready, baby. I got my outfits ready. Miss Emma, ready because of this beautiful trip I had. So I wasn't planning to buy a lot. I wasn't planning to spend, but sometimes you can't help yourself when you see some beautiful art in clothing, some beautiful pieces and earrings, some beautiful necklaces. We went to town a little bit, me and my cousins. So enjoy this look back, please. Hit the like button as you come in. Let me say hello to my people. Hey, Andrew. Wagwan, I missed you, my friend. He says, hey, my dear. Hey, my artist, Nardo Ranks is doing a show in Saugerties. Oh, God, please don't let me get it wrong. New York. Tell me how to say that. Saugerties. I'll be driving up. Oh, wonderful. Way to celebrate. I love it. Nice to see you on the Facebook side. Rosalie from UK. Great Britain in the building. Nice to see you. Anita from Clarendon. Nice to see you, country girl. Wagwan. Yes, Carolyn. Nice to see you. Says, I was also in Jamaica. Yes. So many people go back during this time. Jamaica is the best time for me to visit is during the holidays. Anytime there's a big celebration, Emancipendence, as they call it, Emancipation Day with Independence, they're like a week apart. Easter weekend is beautiful. Christmas time, that's where I'm like, oh God, can I afford to go again this week? Because I spent so much money. I was like, budget. Let's go here and let's go there. So yeah, I'm thinking of Christmas again, guys. I don't know. I had such a good time. Soulfully enjoyable is what I could describe it, because again, the peaceful nature of just the landscape, watching through the car window. I drove, there are some new highways and toll roads that have become quite popular. So just even driving through the toll, I miss sometimes. I did go through Fern Gully, which is a way that you can go from Kingston, that the movie is named from. It's a beautiful pass with high, beautiful ferns. I still no, this is not the hotel band, but a different band. But driving through Fern Gully, I went through it at night. I love going through Fern Gully during the day. I didn't get to drive Mount Rasa, is another beautiful landscape from Kingston. When you cross the center of the country, let's see what I'm talking about, y'all. When you cross the center of the country and get to the other side, it is did I put a map in here? I thought I put a map in my visuals. Maybe I didn't put the map in there. Well, if you look at a map of Jamaica, I was going to show you where I've been and where to visit, but crossing through the middle part of what they call cockpit country, which is untouched, mountainous greenery in abundance. When you cross over, they've created roads that are much more efficient to get you from the south, from Kingston, all the way through the middle of the country to the north coast rather quickly. It used to be a long drive back in 80s and 90s when I was a wee girl traveling. It was bumpy when you went on the old roads, like Mount Rasa is a mountain that it's windy and it's literally the cars against the mountainside. And then the valley is so deep into rivers that if you fall off the edge, You don't want to do that. So I remember going on Mount Rasa as a girl, but we don't drive that anymore. We drive the toll roads. That's the new thing. And it's been a while for a while. It's been around for a while. But I enjoyed scenic passes still, even though we were in the newly developed, if you will, ways of traversing the middle of the island, which is like a toll road now, paid for road. But before I get into some more of this, yes, Andrew says my mom is from St. Elizabeth. My dad is from Watertown. Really, Mobay in the building. Did you know? No, I've been to Annie Palmer's castle. I saw a play talking about Annie Palmer before. She's the White Witch of Rose Hall. How did she get that name? Annie Palmer was said to have killed her husband. This is a I don't know if it's a fable. Is it actually real? I don't know if the the White Witch of Rose Hall, say that 10 times fast, is a real story. I think she was a real person. Annie Palmer was, but I have not on this trip been to Annie Palmer's castle. Yes, Connecticut in the building. Nice to see you, Carla. Big up yourself. Everybody hit the like button on the way in. Whether you're enjoying on Facebook today or on my YouTube channel, I want to welcome you to this look into my parents. A Brownstone. No way. Andrew, we might be cousins. I got people from Brownstone, to big up Brownstone and the surrounding areas. Really, 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 really. I had family gathering at one of my aunt's houses in Brownstown a week ago Tuesday. So funny, I didn't know you was from Brownstown. You're people from Brownstown too. Big up yourself. Hit the like button. Says Sunbreeze, Connecticut. Yay. Yes, yes. Nice swimsuit. Oh, if I show you the colors are representing. My first YouTube will be, oh, wow, at the show today. Fantastic. Congratulations on starting your channel. Can't wait to check you out. Andrew Walker, y'all check him out, please. Ocho Reels, yay. Favorite place to visit. Yay. Wow. Jamaica is super real. Yes. The artists are wonderful. Skyscrapers, like more like, I shouldn't say skyscrapers. Like they're tall. They're not like the US size skyscrapers. No, no, no. Not the hotels are the tallest buildings, quite frankly, that you'll see in certain areas. And they're modern. So they're not, I rephrase that. They're not high like we would see. Not at all. Plus the airports are very close, like especially Kingston to downtown, so they can't build too high over there. But yeah, what I mean is like the modernity versus just the antiquity, if you will. I'm in a vocab type mood, y'all. It is a beautiful contrast to see the very, very new next to like zinc fence communities and things like this. Like one block is brand new homes up on a hill. The next block I drove through for the first time a neighborhood in Kingston called Standpipe. More impoverished area. We didn't stay long, but I was like, oh, this was Standpipe I've heard about in songs and things like this. This is very interesting. Yeah. So let's see where y'all like to visit. Thank you on the super chat, Terrelki. First of all, go back and check out my part one. You guys are like part two. Was there a part one? Yes, there was. I did a fantastic part one with my brother Terrell Key on, what was that? Thursday. So talking about my trip initially, he was my interviewer. I hope I did you proud, sir. And I'm grateful that you were able to come and bless me with your talents. He has a fantastic channel about education on YouTube. And we did, like I said, a wonderful show on Thursday, kind of my part one. Here it is. This was the flyer. So big up to Terrell. And thank you for the gift, brother. Check out his channel. He was one of the folks that reached out to me, funny enough, through just networking on YouTube. And we have shared many ideas. And I'll be on his channel next Wednesday talking education. And is it still worth it to go to law school? Is it still worth it to go to law school? Should you go to law school? There's a lot of things to consider. So on his channel, again, he discusses education, and we'll be over there next Wednesday, the 17th. I think about 8 Eastern. So check him out. He says, just stopping by to show some love. Have a great stream. Thank you, Terrell. I appreciate you, brother. And thank you again. Go check out on YouTube our show together from Thursday. That was fantastic. So it kind of gave you a little bit of an introduction to what we're going to be doing. Talking Jamaica, talking the 60th anniversary of independence, talking about some of the places I was able to visit over the last 2 weeks. I hope you know it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I feel glowing. I got a little bit of a tan. I got a little bit of a tan. but I just feel different. And I'm trying to like keep that momentum of that lifted feeling and inspired by the beauty of just people, inspired by the beauty of connection, inspired by the beauty of just nature. There was so much. I should have journaled. I didn't. I had it and I didn't like write as much as I wanted to, but I wanted to at least capture some of the beauty that I experienced. Thankfully, I have a lot of video. Thankfully, I have a lot of let me see pictures. This is me at the beach, me and Cuzzo. This was at all inclusive in Montego Bay, enjoying the water, the sights, the sounds, the beauty of the land, y'all. One thing about Jamaica, it just got some beautiful vistas. You can't, just the drive. I've never driven in Jamaica, but if I could learn to drive, I would, because I would just, one of my cousins, young third generation, shout out to Brittany, she and her boyfriend, and I think their friend, came for our family reunion and they drove around the entire island, did a whole circle. And I was like, gosh, that's adventurous. Like, I would love to do that. And I'm afraid of driving because people be a little bit reckless, a little bit. And if you were an experienced Jamaican driver, you know what I'm talking about. Let them know. People can get a little tricky, and I don't think I don't know. There's a road code, but no one follows it. So bump all the lights and all the signs. It is not the easiest to traverse because, particularly, some of my drivers like to do their own thing. So that's a part of why I've never driven there before. I usually go with cousins, my father, or family, and they're the driver, or we get like a chartered bus or something. But yeah, it can get kind of hairy on these roads. Awesome. RM says, I was in Jamaica years ago and it was lovely, fantastic. Hey, Sandy B. Law, nice to see you, sis. Another fantastic YouTuber and my sister-in-law here in Miami. Great Saturday morning to you. Glad to see you. Bridgeport, Connecticut. Okay, Connecticut. Represent. Carmen, nice to see you. Yeke, live in South Carolina from Jamaica, the land I love. Nice to see you, Carmen. Thanks for joining us today. On the Facebook side, Claudia, New York. All right, in the building, representing strong. Portland. You know, I was thinking, I was like, I have not been to Port Antonio, I was thinking. I have a friend from Port Antonio, Portland. I think I've driven through, but I haven't stayed there. Manchester is another parish, the original. No problem says, thank you for joining, Jeff. Says, no problem at all. I see good people. I like to see good people thriving and growing. Oh, I appreciate you, brother. So yes, I still, you still can journal your experience and meditate on them daily. Go back to that place every day. Girl, RM, that's a word. I just kept thinking to myself, I can't leave. Can y'all leave this? Look. This was at the Blue Hole. I have video. I might actually put on my YouTube channel of me grabbing a rope in the middle. I don't know if you can see it well. And there are people that were diving off into the blue water. Blue Hole is located in Ocho Rios. And I, donning a life vest, held on for dear life and flung myself, or maybe I was pushed by the lifeguards, into this beautiful cold river in Ochi. And it was the best experience ever. And I think I will be posting video of that because I think everybody should do that every once in a while. I did not get to jump off the very, very high waterfall in Blue Hole because they said the current was really rough and it just was too dangerous. They didn't want tourists in that area, the very tallest. So I went on the medium waterfall and did what I could do. But it was beautiful. And yes, RM, I think there are so many times I don't know if you guys can hear thunder outside in Miami. It's raining right now, but just thinking about these moments of serenity, of natural beauty surrounding me, of people just, again, enjoying life, being in the moment. It's been a long time since I was just in the moment, not multitasking, not thinking about what I was needing to do next, not forgetting this and making a list of that and wanting to do two things at once and working till 12, at night and all that. I actually slept till 12 in the morning, several days. And I thought, God, thank you for this moment. Hit the like button as you come in. We're talking, where are your favorite places to visit? I'm talking about my wonderful escapade over the last 2 weeks to Jamrock, as we call it, to Jamaica. And if you want to share, where are some of your I'm so tongue-tied. If you want to share some of your favorite places in Jamaica to visit. Today's show is for you. I didn't even got the faux locks ready. This boy, I felt like I was in my element. So I'm going to talk a little bit about where I visited, and I want to hear from you where you like to visit. And again, please hit the like button. Suzette Speaks here, TV host and guest host on Saturdays on the Facebook page of our co-sponsor today, Jamaicans.com. All right, so let's get into it again. Go back and watch this show with my brother, Terrell Key. We did a great job talking about it, kind of introducing this and where I was and how I did my thing. But first and foremost, I want to recognize that this was a display actually in my hotel in Mobay. And as you can see there, it says Jamaica, if you could see, 60. So again, this was a huge weekend and a hallmark anniversary of independence, and you could say happy Emancipendence in the middle there, because again, Emancipation Day is celebrated just before Independence Day. So Emancipendence is oftentimes what people will call this kind of time of year, because there's somewhat close and there's overlapping. In the center, you will see the national heroes that are often referred to and honored. I won't go into the national heroes unless y'all want me to. So everywhere, trust me, the hotel, the streets, everywhere had the national colors, the black, the gold, and the green decorating all over the hotel's center, pillars, and like all over our banquet hall. Everything that we did there was just so beautifully adorned. This is me and my cousins. I was at an all-inclusive for a family reunion for the first part of my trip in Montego Bay, and I had family come from all over. We got family from England, Canada, all over the states, New York, ATL, DC, Texas, the usual suspects. And we all gather every other year. So we have a very formal family reunion. We have officers. We vote on where we're going to go the next time. We install like people to watch, the funds and to make sure the family is maintained. Our organization stays together. So I told the story and I won't go back into it. I am able to trace back my roots in Jamaica to my great-great-grandfather, due to some of the wonderful research by our family historian. And it was just beautiful, again, to see like grandparents, children, and their children still connected the way we are. And I always just counted a blessing. That alone is something that I reflect upon and just think, gosh, our grandfathers and great grandfathers must be smiling that we still have this deep connection with the place we're from, as well as each other. So that's a blessing. Let me see what you guys have to say here in the chat. Big up DC. Oliver says, Washington, D.C. in the house. Enough blessings to you. Hi, nice to see you. Anise from Scotland. Farquharson. Gosh, we everywhere. Boy, we like to get out there and explore this world. My mom said you can find a Jamaican probably anywhere you go in the world. Ode to Chef. Big up yourself. Nice to see you. Says, went to Montego Bay Roundtree Resort. Okay, I think I may have passed that years back. Okay, I wonder if it's still in existence. Roundtree. I'm trying to think if I saw that sign. Nice. Nadine says, Nadine from North Carolina, but from St. Mary. Big up St. Mary, Jamaica. Yes, big up yourself. Been to St. Mary. Been to I'm trying to think. Is Castleton Gardens in St. Mary? I want to say I went bathing. This is when I was younger, in a beautiful river of just beautiful, like it was more like a babbling brook. It wasn't like where I'm going to show you about now. Now the Blue Hole is a river, rushing, gushing water. Castleton was much more relaxed, sunbathy, sit on a rock and let the water just pass over you. That was a wonderful experience. That was probably years ago, last time I've been there. Sandy B says, never been to Jamaica. It's definitely on my must go. Let's do it, y'all. You will not regret it. I think Tamron Hall, the American television presenter and host, says this is her spiritual home. And of course, she's American, African American. And she says she considers Jamaica her spiritual home. And there's a lot to be said about why. Angie says, during my first trip in Jamaica when I was 5 years old, one of the first things I did when I went to my aunt's house was to climb up a banana tree. You should have seen my father's face. Trust me, enough trees to climb. I'd beg people to just get the fruit from me. When you look on the side of the road at the wonderful freshly picked fruit. It's a reimagining of what we consider farmers markets, right? People just, the access to organic is different. The soil, the taste of the food, it's just very interesting. Even down to the meat. People will say the meat there tastes different because the cows are actually eating grass and the chickens are not eating, some of the same type of corn-based diets that they eat in the United States. So it's very interesting. Yes, I got to sleep late. No one bothered me. That was very, very helpful. Trust me, it got me in trouble. When I came back, I couldn't hardly wake up to go and make calls and do what I had to do. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. So I'm trying to get my body back in discipline. This morning, I woke up a little early, try to say, hey, we're doing this. But yes, Sharkies in St. Anne. I've been there. Absolutely. Very nice place to visit in Inez. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. Danny G says thumbs up. Y'all hit the thumbs up as you come in. But one of my highlights of my trip I want to share with you guys now is this beautiful place, which is the Blue Hole, and it is in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. I told you guys about it on our first, but trust me, our first look behind the scenes, the secrets of the VACAY, of the Jamaican VACAY that I posted with Terrell. This was like a family fun day where about 15 of us, adults and 3 kids, went, as my little cousin there on the right-hand side, to a vacation to hike up this beautiful river in Ochi. And it was, to say the least, something that I could never, ever, ever forget. The video from that I put on my Patreon when we went up there. Trust and believe. It was can you imagine a freezing cold, like cold river? And I didn't bring my water shoes. I had to wear my sneakers because of the slipperiness of rocks and algae and things like this. So this was not Dunn's River. I've done Dunn's River several times, plenty of times, right? And this was the first time for me in Blue Hole. And why did I go there? Well, one of the members of parliament, it's in her district. Actually, I think it's technically in St. Anne, even though we say Ochi, is Lisa Hanna, the Honorable Lisa Hanna. And she posted on her Instagram about Blue Hole. And I remember watching her talk about Blue Hole. And I was like, wait a minute, I need to check out Blue Hole. And another cousin of mine there during our family reunion, several of us stayed, a little bit longer. Thank God for the extended time. I'm so glad I stayed that extra week. We're like, yeah, I want to go to Blue Hole. And we just coordinated. So it was cousins from England, cousins from Jersey, my cousins from New York, cousins from Jamaica, cousin from Holland was represented, and I think me from Florida. So that was our hodgepodge of a cousins group. Again, we were like 2nd and 3rd generation on an excursion together and just chilling with my British cousins, chilling with my New York, Jersey cousins. It was beautiful. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what it looked like, a little bit. Hey, yes. Gregory says Blue Hole is great. But I thought it was better than Dunn's River. I'm so glad we didn't do Dunn's River. I trust me, if you get to go to Blue Hole, there are 2 Blue Holes, mind you. There's Blue Hole Mineral Bath that is closer to Negril, which is on the west side of the island. This is on the north coast near Ochi. You want to go, this is called the Cool Blue Hole. You want to go to the Cool Blue Hole. Fantastic experience. Let me show you some pictures from it, y'all. So this is when the girl thought she was a hot girl. Oh, don't get mad. Don't get mad. Yes. This is me posing it up before we got wet and muddy in the Blue Hole, the Cool Blue Hole at Ocho Rios. So everybody gets a life vest because it is a rushing river. And there are several blue holes in between pockets of like climbing that you can experience. The river is crossable because they've made man-made boundaries. Oh, don't be mad. This is me. Muddy. And I'll tell you why. That I went through a beautiful, I guess, I don't know how long of a climb, maybe an hour climb. So you are climbing up steps, which are the natural kind of, the natural environment has been maintained, but they put like bridges where necessary, couple railings were necessary, but for the most part, you were in almost like a celestial canopy of trees, and then a beautiful rushing river, like peeking through the greenery for you. So yes, Gregory, big up yourself says St. Anne zip line. This is where I wanted my rafting picture. I wanted everybody got a Jamaica rafting picture. I did not go rafting with the Rasta man standing up on the bamboo, pulling you with the bamboo pole through the river, and you laid out all cute and sexy on the river. No, I didn't get to take that picture, but I plan to the next time. And then the zip line, my cousins did it. I didn't do the zip line, which again, I think they call it the bobsled, where you're doing like a zip line either in a car, I'm thinking, or maybe you do it with your hand, or excuse me, like in a kind of those contraptions where you sit in there and then you're holding on and you're going. It's just like a solo zip line, but they have that in Jamaica. And again, it is, you will, just love the breathtaking um, greenery. Is, I feel like I'm just not describing it with as much beauty as I saw, but the total tropical side of the island, where, look at that, this is like an opening to part of the waterfall, right? Martha Bray is cool. See you. Thank you. Thank you, Gregory. Yes. Rafting, yes, Rio Cobre. Rio Cobra is where you'll see most of the rafting pictures. This is just me at the Blue Hole. This is me at the Blue Hole getting the rub down. Y'all don't judge me. All right. At the end of this almost 2 hours, we were there almost 4 hours. I was like, we really took all the tour guides' uh, time, because you do have to tip them, and they're really cool. They're looking out for you to make sure you are not falling into the water. If you do, they catch you and they make sure you are intact. And of course, when you're jumping off the falls, that's when you really need them. Hit the like button, y'all. This is Suzette Speaks with my look behind the scenes vacay secrets for you to enjoy, as well as wanting to know your favorite places to visit in Jamaica today, dedicated to my nice 2 week, but way too short vacation this past 2 weeks. I wasn't here. Yes, I hope you missed me. But again, Jamaica is the land of my birth. Although I am an American, I love my culture and I love to celebrate what has made me me. And the influence that Jamaica has had in my life and Jamaican culture has had in my life has been large, right? Just like so many other immigrants, where you come from matters. And so when I get a chance to go back and enjoy some of the sights and sounds and experiences, so this guy, for the first time, I visited Blue Hole in Ocho Rios. This guy was giving me a mud massage. Now, they went somewhere off the river's beaten path to get this orangey clay. That's what you'll see on my bathing suit here. And from my neck to my toes, not gonna lie, I was like, okay, you scraping off all my neck, even though I feel like I got a whole new layer of skin thanks to the rub down. But from your neck to your shoulders, I should have had on a 2-piece, because they was rubbing my stomach, not like that, excuse me, my cousin's stomach. And I was like, dang, they should have been rubbing my stomach and getting off the dead skin cells from your ladies, your thighs on down. There was a lot of massage going on. And all of my female cousins, even some of the teenagers, like, they're 16 and up, got their short version of a massage to get that mineral, healthy mud on your body and seeping into your pores and hopefully detoxing you. So that was really fun. I put video of that on my Patreon if you want to see. I didn't put, everybody can't see everything, but some of my exclusive takes of my videos are going to go on my members only Patreon. Go to patreon.com/SuzetteSpeaks to see some of that action. But talking about some of my favorite places from this past trip, I want to know where your favorite places are to visit in Jamaica. And if you've never been, I want to encourage you to go, because like I said, even though I may be biased, because again, my heritage links me there are so many people that are not from Jamaica that just go because they really enjoy it. And so if you ever get an opportunity to go and visit, I would encourage you to do so. And there's so many places to see. I'm just telling you a bite-sized couple. But yeah, so the river, let me give you the end of the river there. That is our family piled up there, ready to jump. Or I think there might have been some visitors as well. We were in the water for quite some time. But if you can see on that right side, one of my favorite places to visit is Devon House. If you like Devon House, drop a Devon House in the comments for me. Devon House, again, is the famous ice cream that I mentioned earlier, where you can go in pretty much the center of Kingston. It is a colonial-based property that still maintains. Actually, they're doing a huge amount of renovation. When I went to Devon House, y'all hit the like button, please, as you come in. When I went to Devon House, I was kind of lost because they're rebuilding a whole center quadrant. So the main um, seating area are now at the outsides on the picnic tables, but they're redoing, like, it almost looks like a maybe a pentagon or hexagon of shops. No, 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 because some of them snake off a little bit. So not a perfect. Some of them are like different shapes as you go around it, but you couldn't go around side to side as it normally connects because they're redoing and there's construction in the middle. But I still got my ice cream. Shout out to those who love the world famous Guinness Stout, the rum and the raisin. I love the grape nut and cookies and cream. Pistachio was a hit with some of my family members. But if you love Devon House, type in Devon House. Let people know what your favorite flavor is. And of course, I got to talk about the nightlife. Okay. Yes, Sue does go out. I went to Margaritaville, Pier 1 when I went to Mobay. In Kingston, I went to Mass Camp, which is outside the stadium, and enjoyed a party called Yesterday's. My goodness, that was a vibe. If you are on my Instagram, and if you're not, go ahead and check out my Instagram because I posted a semi turn up, not really turn up, but a little bit of turn up to show you what the party scene is like and the vibes. That's one thing I really enjoy about Jamaica is going out. I went the last couple of days to several new bars I had not been to and lounges in Kingston. So I started in Montego Bay and then slowly made my way across the North Coast. Visited, what is that place called off of the main? My auntie lives in, I'm trying to think of that name, Salem. That's close to where Usain Bolt is from. That area is called Falmouth. Thank you. And made my way through St. Anne's Bay. My people, like actually, my great great grandfather is buried there. And up through the mountains and places like Brownstown, places like Higgintown, places like Claremont. If you know St. Anne, give me a sign, please, in the comments. And again, that I'm going to show you some of my country adventures. But before I do, let me get into the party scene because everybody is curious about that. Big up yourself. If you're hearing lightning and thunder is in Miami right now, outside of my window. I don't know if you guys can hear it or if it's not loud enough to be heard here. But I'm enjoying my look back, reminiscing on my fantastic two-week vacation during Emancipation Day and Independence Day in Jamaica 60 years after its independence. If you were in Jamaica during this time, you know the feeling I got. The warmness, the hospitality is always unmatched. Jamaican people are just, I'm like, they're just friendly. Like, they're just, I know it's a big part of our tourism, but I think it's a part of our ethos. The being able to strike up a conversation with any stranger, that is normally, I've done that a couple times this trip. I won't tell all my business, but that is my norm. And I feel comfortable doing it because you meet such interesting people from different places, different walks of life. So let me see what you guys have to say about my Devon House ice cream. Come on, speakers, come in. All of my folks watching on Jamaicans.com Facebook page. Suzette Speaks here talking about vacay secrets. It's been a minute you haven't seen me. Why? Because I was there splurging in Jamaica, living like there was no tomorrow, thinking that I would wake up every day like this without troubles, without worries, without bills on my mind. But all good things come to an end, they say. So I took it as while it lasted. And even, I'm telling you, I felt depressed. Like the first day back, I was like, I have to come back to real life. My cousins from Canada was like saying the same thing. They were like, yo, I spent up all my money and then I have to go back and work again so I can come back. But I trust me, this last trip got me thinking I might need a condo in Jamaica. I don't know. I might need one. Let's see what you guys like to see. Hold on. Don't look at the legs too long. Thank you. They appreciate you, Sun Breeze. Carla, nice to see you, says rafting in the Rio Cobre. Martha Bray. Let me see where else you guys say yes. Lucky guy. Oh, he was so funny. The tour guides at Blue Hole. Big up Rasta. Big up Marcel. And big up, I forget the last brother's name. But oh my gosh, they were so funny. As for Rasta, as for Marcel. And I'm trying to think of the last gentleman's name that was with us the whole time. It was fantastic. Thank you. Of course, it's my pleasure to share, Oliver, because when I share it, I kind of feel like I get back there a little bit. And I really want to reflect and try to maintain in my heart how beautiful the experience was. right? Yes, you don't approve of the massage. Keep on, don't be a hater. Let a woman enjoy a little massage. It wasn't no X-rated like some of these people posted on Instagram. It was a clean and wholesome exfoliation and detox. Thank you very much. Yes, we bought, or should I say, one of my cousins bought. I couldn't bring it back to the United States, but sulfur. Sulfur from the spring is a different. It's a black dirt, and when you put it on your body, it dries green, and they say that cures, or so allegedly, eczema and all kinds of skin rashes and skin ailments. My cousins from England bought it that were available there, and you got to kind of ask the tour guide kind of behind the scenes for it. But yes, I felt different. I didn't even want to bathe after I got my massage because they start with the mud and then you leave it on you. You go dip in that cold water again, and then they rub you down again with pimento seed oil. Skin was on fire in a good way, right? Glowing in a good way. Yes, Sunbreeze, very rejuvenating. Yes, the Marley compound was literally 5 minutes down the street from where I stayed in Kingston. I was going to take an Uber. Several of my cousins said a lot of the university students, their young women take Uber. I didn't. I thought about it, but then I was just like, I'm just going to go wherever my cousins pick me up and take me. So I have been to the Marley Museum in Kingston several times. So I wasn't like, I didn't have to go this trip, but it was so close to where I was staying. Shout out to Cuzzo, who lives like in the middle of everything. So I was thinking about it and I was like, should I take an Uber? And I was like, I don't know about that. So maybe the next time I'll try the Uber. Sandy W says, I encourage everyone to experience the real Jamaica. I love it as it forces you to slow down and enjoy the simple things. Let me tell you, just sitting on a roadside, drinking a coconut, sipping a daiquiri, or mostly coconut water. But I did several roadside restaurants where you could kind of just watch people as they walked by or drove by. That is, and eating a good steamed fish with bami, and which is like a kind of yuca that is deep fried, or a cassava. Man, those moments of just observing people, lovely, 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 lovely. On the beach, same thing, eating, drinking, sitting, and watching. People watching is also one of the most enjoyable things to do while you're there. Devon House Ice Cream for sure, says Clara. Pick up yourself, hit the like button, says Sunbreeze. If you're enjoying today's stream dedicated to my vacay, secrets of the spots I visited, and where would you like to visit or have you visited that you enjoyed tremendously? Yes, Grape Nut all the time, Miss Ed. Yes, Marva said Devon House is fire. Mystic, I went to Mystic Mountain as maybe 10 years ago. Was I a child? I don't think I was a child. But I feel like I was still in my 20s. Yeah. Mystic Mountain was the bomb. Yes. Mystic Mountain, one of my favorite adventures. Hope you check it out. It is almost like I think, isn't that Mystic Mountain where the bobsled is? Correct me if I'm wrong. The bobsled through the forest, basically. Mystic Mountain, fun thing to do if you get a chance. Yes, Bernard, please do it. Peace to the chat. Welcome back. I am in the building, representing with my flag and my colors today. Just paying homage to a fun, relaxing trip I had this past couple of weeks. I wanted to share it with you. And where, says Sunbreeze, is your favorite place to visit? Would love to see it in the chat. Pick up yourself, Bernard. Nice to see you. The masseuse had a great listen. I got cousins from size 2 to 22. So the massage wasn't playing. But as I said, this was Jamaica 60. I went to so many places that had the theme of the national celebration going on. The Independence Village was one. I went to the Gospel Explosion. That was amazing. I told you I was like a juking for Jesus. It was soca, what they call like the revivalist or spiritual music. Ba, 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 ba. It's like a different dance. It's like an African beat, African drum beat in there mixed with the Caribbean, what I would call spiritual beat, where you dance. Oh my gosh. There was one that my cousin did in Seville that I missed. They said that turned into almost like a Pokemania dance, which is like a dance of like, again, African spiritualism that I love watching. But yeah, I didn't get down to Seville in time for that event. I was still at the hotel. But yeah, there were so many things that you could do, guys. The Independence was rocking. So let's talk about country. Anybody from country, big up yourself. If you're not from Kingston, they will tell you that you're from the countryside. So if you take issue with that, don't be mad with me. I'm just the reporter here. But big up everybody who's from the outskirts, who's not from Kingston. And again, I don't consider outskirts myself, but a lot of people take issue with, if you're not from Kingston, you're from country, that you're almost um hmm, less which I say, I don't know, formal than the folks who have come from the big city. But I don't see it that way. I enjoyed uptown, downtown, middletown, countryside, cityscape, you name it. So I find beauty in all of it. But I love going to country. When I was little, and when I told you I spent those summers in Jamaica, countryside, staying at my grandpa's house. You ain't have no, back then, no internet, just playing outside. Like it was beautiful on a mountain. Yeah, we had some good times. Big up, big up, big up. Farmer Azrael says, big up, big up, big up. Farmer, nice to see you. Did I bring some Tasties patties back? No, I did not. Bring it back. I'll put you through a super chat if you do. Listen, the Devon House patties, I talk about the ice cream, but the Jamaican beef patties that they sell look different and have more of like a French baguette finish and more flaky than a regular patty. So it's square instead of kind of oblong, and it's twisted into a nice little, almost look like a Hershey's Kiss, but it's a patty. The lobster patty, get you one. The fish patty, get you one. The shrimp patty, get you one. Those patties are amazing. So yes, the patties, I know Tasties is a brand that people like as well, but I only like the Devon House patties. It's like my fix. Hey, Kareem says, I'm from Portmore, but spent a lot of time in Manchester and Clarendon where they were considered country. Absolutely. So you got city, or yeah, a lot of development versus places that are less developed, much more sparse, much more green and undeveloped, right? So definitely the contrast in living and lifestyle. I mean, you go from places without houses, with very little connectivity, you know, to places that are just, the fanciest house on the hill that could compete with, Beverly Hills, United States. Actually, Jamaica has a Beverly Hills too that they call Beverly Hills. So yes, there's a lot, like I say, the contrast of rich, poor, old, new, young, old. It's just very interesting. It's very interesting. Azrael says, I have family from Clarendon, Spanish Town, and St. Elizabeth, but my mom is from Kingston. Big of yourself. That's why I feel like my parents were country boy. No, excuse me, city boy means country girl. Was their dynamic, if you will. But yay, from all over. I love it. Sandy B says, breakfast was food we picked off the trees. Hello, yes. You talk about fresh. I today I ate, thank you, Auntie Alga, a piece of breadfruit. We froze it. We're able to bring it. Piece of breadfruit from her backyard. You could call it a garden, but it's like her expanse of almost like a, I wouldn't even call that a garden. It was like a forest, but they call it the garden. I had an ackee that was picked from outside my grandpa's home that we brought back, boiled, froze, brought back. Big up everybody who's in the district. But that, I mean, it tastes so good to me this morning. I was like, I got my kalu. I did a couple fried dumpling. I had my ackee from the trees up in the hill. Thank you, God. I had my breadfruit from St. Anne's Bay. And I was like, oh God, I'm like, it's again nostalgic for what I just experienced like last week. But it was so good. Yes. Straight off the tree. Straight off the tree. We ate what we saw outside. It's like, okay, what do you guys want for breakfast? You guys want this? You want the ackee? You want the breadfruit? What do you want? What do you want? You want the yam? What you want? Let's pick it. Let's go and cut it, and then let's go cook it. So talk about urban farming. Some of the things that we've picked up here, the beauty of just having your farm, in your backyard. and some of it wasn't planted. Those are just the natural trees. I have friends of my grandpa, rest in peace, that we visited like some of the neighbors, and they would say like, "No, I didn't plant none of this. God planted it." Like beautiful trees, apples that are called ETOT or Ota ET. Y'all say it two types of ways. These beautiful oblong peach. They no no no. They're more like a pear, but they're also crunchy apple. Um, Avocado, cherry. Trying to just think what's in my grandma's yard. But they were like in their garden, what they call their garden is like a 2 acre next to the house, open expanse of just different trees. And they fed their family off of it. They fed their family, and then they, for my country folks, and then they sold the rest at market. So just being able to kind of like step into that a little bit was beautiful. But yes, and to top it off, great company. I was in heaven. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I'm back to the nature. My mom loved Devon House too, says Azriel. She's talking about it nonstop when she comes back. Oh, you already know. You already know. It's a must see. Inez says, I am from a little place called Middleton District. Wow. Down below Newcastle in St. Andrew. Wonderful. Now I'm in St. Catherine, Linstead. Big up Linstead, Linstead Market. Yeah, man. Driven through Linstead. I didn't drive through Linstead this time because we took the highway, we took the toll road. But you always pass through Linstead to get to St. Anne. So big up Linstead. I know stories of Linstead for sure. Nice to have kind of that reference. Thank you so much for sharing. Azriel says, when I graduated from high school, my mom sent me to Jamaica for the summer. When I came back to the States, I was sad I had to come back. Trust me, I know the feeling. Carla said, my grandmother is from Mount Rossa. Really? Spent many summers with my cousins there. Lots of memories watching those trucks hog. Yes, Mount Rasa is like an adventure. It's like you're on a roller coaster of a winding road along this towering mountain. Again, the shorn side of the mountain, they cut enough into the mountain to make a road, and then there's a precipice next to you. You have like an immediate death drop if you go from this 2 lane, very small in some areas. I don't know how cars. One thing my uncle taught me, he was like, you guys look at the road. I think about where he knows where the wheel is going to contact the road. So even though the car will look like it's almost over the edge, I'm like, Uncle, and he's like, no, 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 I know where my wheel is. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a beautiful gift. I need to think about that as far as my spatial intelligence. They know where the wheel is going to drop and whether it's too far off the edge or going into a pothole of some sort. Big up all real Jamaican drivers. Wonderful. So you played in Mount Rasa and listening to, and again, just like in the United States, trucking is how goods are moved. So you have these massive trucks going on these little roads on this shorn mountain next to you with a car passing it, and you just hear a burr, burr, burr. You're like, Daddy, or whoever's driving, and you feel like you're gonna be pushed off, and somehow they're not. So yeah, those are some real memories, Carla. I absolutely remember those. Yeah, I had star apple. I did not did I have jackfruit? I didn't have jackfruit. I had star apple, but I didn't have jackfruit. Big up yourselves if you love Jamaican or exotic fruits. Let me know what are your favorite fruits that you must have when you get there. Carry me basket, go Linstead Market, not aquati what said. You know it. I had all of these wonderful cultural songs. I want to say nursery rhymes, but it's really, oh Lord, what a night, not a bite, what a Saturday night. Yeah, we used to sing them when I was little. But they're wonderful folk tunes, I should say, that mention Linstead Market. That's for real, for real. Big up Linstead. Oliver says Clarendon has a lot of adventure. Places like Salt River, Milk River. Yes, I have not gotten there yet. These places are lit. So I must go to Clarendon and get into the Salt River. I want it to be like Popcorn. When Popcorn talks about, I think he is from, is it St. Mary? I think Popcorn, the dance hall artist, talks about being from St. Mary. He's always in the rivers. No, excuse me, St. Thomas. Forgive me. Popcorn is from St. Thomas. For that, excuse me. Big up St. Thomas and big up Popcorn because he has always shown what that natural living is. Can you imagine just waking up outside of your house and then you just want to go take a dip and you go into, you don't have a swimming pool, you just go in a river, a nice freshwater river straight out of like spring water that's coming off the mountains. But yes, Clarendon, big up yourself. Big up St. Thomas as well. Inez says, big up my heart beat. Crypto Bad Mason. Oh, wow. In Linstead. Wow. Time and patience. Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's nostalgic if you haven't been there in a while. And I had not traveled to Jamaica since 2019. So of course there was pandemic and all that. So that was when our last family reunion was. So it was kind of like I felt a little bit disjointed at first, but the feeling came right back. First, I was like, it's been so long. And will I remember the roads? Will I remember the people? Yes. Yes. It took a little fear. But yeah, we was chilling on the mountainside. Say, and yes, let's go. One of these pictures is from my cousins. This is on the hill. The one on the right is on the hill. Let me see. Did I put more in there? Yeah, man. This is Suzette in the roots. I don't know if you guys go back to see where your parents or grandparents or great grandparents were laid. I always go back to the old church. I always go back to the tombstones, pay my respects, as I feel like is part of my culture, African culture as well, that we've inherited. So I always go visit the tombs. And this is at the church gate of where my grandparents are buried. So once we went and did the countryside day, uh, this is first of all, this is all you see. Bush. This is a vista looking from, I forget whose backyard, but you can see the mountains in the very back. You can see the quote garden. And then you can see like again the valleys and the hills that you literally have to drive through to get to where you're going. So when we go, yeah, this is me in the churchyard. You see the climb on the left, that steep climb. Don't get it twisted. You got to climb, baby. I was out of breath several times getting up these hills as these mountains. The people that live in the country, big up yourself. Y'all got the best legs, best calves ever. Because those steep climbs, like the one on the left, to get to where I was on the right, to get up to the yard, baby. Not even gonna lie to you, I was out of breath several times. I think because of the high altitude, even though it's a tropical mountain, it's still thin up there. And in the winter, it does get cold. I brought down a lot of clothes for people that are, family and friends of family living in those districts, and they often ask for sweaters because in the morning it's cold. It's mountain cold, right? And I can't compare it maybe in the United States to maybe the Virginia mountains, kind of like that. It's cold, especially as it gets to the winter. It is cold in the mountains. Fog fills those valleys. Look like heaven, like just from my grand uncle's house, just looking down into the valley because many of the homes are perched into the mountain. So it's very interesting to watch it and to see. I was just like, they woke up every day to these views. If you know about country and you know what I'm talking about, let me know. The chat, let me know what their most favorite fruit is. Papaya, mango, sweet sop. Oh, 100%. Milk River for sure. Kivo says he likes Jamaican kalaloo. Absolutely. Had some this morning. And like I said, I enjoy country because here is like the old tombs of these. Most of the people in this cemetery, small cemetery in the church, were probably born, I should say, in the 1900s. So they're like 1890s to probably the 80s. Yeah, some of them are passed away in the 2010s, but they date back to, and most of the people in there are my cousins. So I always walk over them, say a quick prayer, go say hi to grandma and grandpa. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know. But yeah, going back to the roots. Oh my God, thank you, God. It always makes me, even I want to tear up now thinking about that. I believe in spirit. I believe in communication with ancestry. I believe in the God, the Father, and the Son, and Holy Ghost. But I do, always think that my parents and grandparents, my parents are with me, but my grandparents are with me. And I thank them. I thank them for the hard decisions they made. I thank them for the, simple life they led, the values that they passed on, the key example. Thank you, God, for people who took responsibility. And even though they had a lot of kids and a little bit of money, they made it work. And it was, it always is a pleasure. And I have another picture of the bigger Um, it's not really a full cemetery because when they're planning it, I don't know how they didn't plan for where it's where the old cemetery is now like a football field, is a soccer field and a community center. So like a gathering center, like they would say a lawn, a green space where people come and hang out. So I don't think they anticipated how many people would die and like planning it. But I do go to the old part of my grandpa's uncles, my great uncles, my grandpa's older brothers. Those people were all born in the 1800s. And I like reading them. I talk to them and say hi. Just again, to thank them, the path they laid, the trials they bore. That's why I'm here, why you're here. So awesome experience. I love country. I love country. Big up William. Nice to see you. Thank you for the love. No comment, no question, just love. I'm gonna drop the link, y'all, as I continue just some of my journey and how much I enjoyed this visit. And I want you to come and just tell me. You could say, you don't have to be on camera, where you enjoyed visiting the most. Join the conversation. You'll see. I'll drop it here now, and I'll probably go for another 15 minutes or so. Join the conversation if you want, if you've ever visited, if you want to visit, and let me know what you enjoy most about visiting Jamaica. But again, I haven't done it in so long, almost 3 years. And I was like, dang, I'm out of practice, bro. I can't wait this long. Can't wait till the next family reunion. I'll definitely try to squeeze in a trip or two to refresh my spirit. But yeah, going back to the places that, where we started up in the hills is super important for me. And I always like to visit it, always go back, always go back. And there's like a custom, usually around New Year's, that has become kind of like a home going where people in the city, because most people have relatives also in the country, go back to their ancestral home. They cook, they gather. It's like a semi small family reunion for people living there around New Year's. That's a custom as well. But yeah, I can't go into country a lot more. Yes, Carla, love mango, East Indian. I like Julie and Susie. Those are different types of mangoes. East Indian, Nomba 11. Let me think what else I like. Oh, I love mangoes, period. I don't put on probably, I haven't had mango since I got back though. So, but it was mango season here in Miami. So trust me, I ate my mangoes. East Indian is nice and sweet and pretty and long. Love East Indian. Love Julie. Love Susie mangoes. And I don't, So if you guys want to come up, yes, Rosalie says, enjoy the food, the people reminiscing old school days and growing up. Oh my gosh, all the old time stories of how far they walked and where they walked with no shoes. And I just sometimes when I'm in the country, I just picture them. Like if you're walking 2 miles on this steep terrain in like jellies, if you even had shoes, it was very tough living, fetching water, feeding chickens, keeping cows, keeping goats. There were still goats in my grandpa's yard. I looked for the goat. I remember this one goat on 2019. I asked my cousin, I'm like, is that our goat? He was like, nah, that's like the 6th generation of that goat, the 10th generation. He's like, no, that goat already been curried and been stewed long time. Because I remember this ram goat, big, strong ram goat in the yard. He was trying to get me to pet it. And I was like, I don't want to be on America's Funniest Home Videos. I'll pass. And I was like, where's the ram goat? He was like, no, we ate that ram goat already. But yeah, the simplicity of everything that, again, especially when you live on the countryside, a lot of what you grow is eaten. A lot of what you didn't even tend to grow, just the trees around you are used in the dishes. Yes, Yannick home. Oh, you're tagging your friends. Thank you, Jeff. Let them know. Like, comment, and share. Heading back for a visit next month, says Nadine. Nice to have you, and I can't wait. It's been 5 years, so I'm beyond. That's how I felt. At first, I was nervous. At first, I was like, no way. But it was just so important for me, especially because it was family reunion. Trust me, with the COVID, we had lost probably 3 key aunts and uncles. My mom's real first cousins, but we call them aunts and uncles. So several of them have died in the last 2 years. So I was like, bruh, again, perspective, time is not promised. The people that love you, you need to love them back, love on them. And we all sacrificed, get a ticket. It was very expensive. The airline prices went back up. The people came though from all over the globe to come and celebrate and reunite. It's not like our parents' time when they grew up with the aunts and uncles around the corner and everybody grew up in the same pretty much district. Now, in order to keep the connection, we have to make trips like this. So we spend the time together, 4 or 5 days together when we can, share stories, make new memories, right? And therefore you just, you make a foundation to keep that bond going. So that's what this trip symbolized to me. It was a lot of family time, a lot of beautiful time together, heart to heart time I had with several cousins that I hadn't really sat down and talked to in a long time. Some of my older cousins, like, you know them, but you don't know them. So I got my one-on-one days with several of them, went shopping, in Mobay, went out, and like I say, bar hopped a little bit or went to different lounges, as well as just, gone to the mall. I sit down, I eat and talk. I have my sweet and sour fish and my chow mein, my Jamaican style Chinese, which I love, and just kind of, hung out, right? We would say we just limed. And those stories about where their lives are now, the hardships, the triumphs they've been through, them still, they live in London, but they're figuring it out like me. They live in wherever, I'm trying to think what other cities in Europe were represented, but wherever they live, they're trying to just do their best to have a positive, human experience while we can. I just love that. I love that even though we live far apart, we've maintained our same values. And I'm grateful I told most of them, I text all of them since I've been back on my babe. You would be my friend even if you weren't my family, but thank God you are my family. And I honor you and I'm proud of you. And, your highs and your lows, I want to be there and celebrate them with you, even though if it's far, it's a phone call, or if I can show up to your birthday or to your kids' stuff or whatever. Either way, I wanted everybody just to understand how grateful I was that, many families break up, many families are in hardships, many families don't talk to each other. So just being able to keep that core value, I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly at all, because so many people don't have that. A lot of people, my friends, be like, okay, I just have me and my parents, but to be able to have, like I say, cousins on cousins is a real blessing. And so talk to your family, take time with your family, make a trip together. Because those, like, especially if you don't live close to your family, don't live close to your cousins and your uncles and whatnot, so your kids can get a taste of them and create bonds with them. You got to do stuff like this. It doesn't have to be as formal as ours. Ours, we have a Thursday meet and greet and Thursday welcome program. Friday, we have sports day and an excursion as a family. And then we have game night. And then we dance. Saturday, we have a family business meeting, talking about who the next officers are going to be, figuring out where we're going to have the next one, changing our bylaws. Yes, my family has bylaws. And then we have the family banquet. We give scholarships, my family does. We have a website. We collect like $10 a person for a scholarship. We gave 3 students. They all are descendants in America. One of my cousins here in Palm Beach got a $1,500 scholarship from the family. One in Jersey and one in New York, $1,500. We take this thing serious. We give our own scholarships. And my family reunion has been going on 20 odd years, maybe like 20. From I was a little girl, from like maybe almost 30 years now. And we've met in several places across the world. And every other time we go back to Jamaica. So if your tradition is not even as deep as that, it doesn't have to be, but celebrate where you're from. Get your people together, spend time. Like I said, when I started seeing, especially some of the key figures in my childhood when I visited pass, and I didn't, hadn't seen them in a while. I was like, yikes. Now we got to go. We got to spend the time. My brother, all of us who could go, even though, like I said, this was a smaller one. It's like 100 plus people, but there are moments that you just thank God. I thank God for family, So not be getting verklempt. If you want to share a story or two, let me drop the link one more time before I head out of here. But yeah, there's so many parts of my journey. Again, I need an editor for some of the video. For some of the video, I took my phone storage is like full. Now I'm trying to think of like where I want to go with the show. Do I want to show you all some historical places in Miami next and whatnot? But now I gotta first of all get somebody's video off of my phone. But last call, join the conversation. If you want to talk Jamaica, all things Jamaica today in celebration of, like I said, the 60th anniversary of its independence. It was an exciting time to be there, to be able to enjoy the sights and sounds of basically a national holiday and get to see and be a part of firsthand, what is, today's Jamaican culture from being in the National Stadium, the Grand Gala, as they call it. It was a hit this year. A stadium where they run track, a stadium where they do all the national proceedings. When like the when Prince Harry came, for example, he was received there. They did a wonderful, basically national celebration of history and present and future. Called it Grand Gala. It happens every year. If you get to go, enjoy it. People from all over the world come to enjoy the Grand Gala. And again, the whole week of emancipation, celebration to independence, that whole week, there's just stuff, both official, government, and party. So, depending on what you want, it's just a great time. A great time. I just, got lucky and everything aligned to be in Jamaica at this time. So, yay. Any last stories you guys want to share? I would love to hear them. I've dropped the link if you want to come celebrate the 60th anniversary. If you were there, some of y'all may have visited and been a part of it as well. Or if you just want to talk about your favorite place to visit in Jamaica, again, this happens to be my reminiscing of what it was like the last 2 weeks for me to be completely at ease, no stress. It was just a very, like I say, soul lifting experience. Again, just to get away, but also to experience such beauty, such which is a genuine connection, and just the simplicity of life. What is life? Love God, love yourself, and love others. What is life? What is life? Love God, love yourself, love others, live good with others. When I got to just see it in its purest and simplest form, I'm like, Lord, we make life so complex. We make life so complex. Love God. Love yourself. Accept yourself. And love others. Simple. But to see it in action almost on a daily basis, I was like, I pray more when I'm in Jamaica. I do. Because every time we meet and gather, you got to be praying. And so, again, it reminds me of our source. So it was definitely one of the best trips, my top 3 of my life. I can't wait to do it again. Let me read your comments before I get out of here on this beautiful Saturday. Let me see what the chat is saying. Hit the like button, y'all. Appreciate you being here, allowing me to do a little reminiscing on both my YouTube channel and on Jamaicans.com. Big up our sponsor, where we are live streaming and co-streaming today, talking about where's your favorite place to visit in Jamaica, talking about my little vacay that I just took to Jamaica, feeling a very festive visit. Was, I don't know, in order. I got more than I had bargained for. Let me say it that way. Looking back, I, again, had so many times of just quiet as well. Let me not get it twisted. It wasn't all hype. Some of it was just quiet. That breeze that blows, that smell of the earth, that smell of that fruit, that smile with the stranger, the storytelling of the elders, just some basic stuff, y'all. I was like, Lord, my soul is so happy. So if you know what I'm talking about, let me know. If you don't, you're like, Sue, you're going really deep, but it can be that deep. Depends on the person and the experience. So I appreciate y'all listening. Let me wrap up with some of your comments and see what you have to say about where you like to visit, what you've done recently in your visits or in years past. And just want you to know it's a great place, y'all. Make sure if you haven't visited yet, spend some time, plan, save up some money, and go. All right, let's see. Yay! Rosalie says, enjoy the food, The people reminiscing the old days growing up. Okay, I think I left off there. My bad. Boom, 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 boom. Are you a part? Yes, I was born there. I was born there, but raised in the States. So that is my connection. Yay, the world class. Always showing me love. I appreciate you, brother. How are you today? Glad that you are in the house, passing through. Carla says, I travel a lot to many other Caribbean countries. But whenever I come home to Jamaica, nowhere no better than yard. That's the saying. That yes, there are other beautiful places, but that means there are beautiful places all over the earth. But there's something I don't know, soul stirring, soul lifting when I go to Jamaica for sure. So I appreciate that sentiment. Here, here. Nadine said, yes, looking forward to the family time. Oh, that is the best part. Hearing the old stories. I don't know if y'all don't like that stuff, but I like to hear the old stories of who left to go where and who. I have uncles, Jamaicans. Actually, they turned it into a war memorial. Where did, in halfway tree or half a tree, as they call it, half a tree. I sounded so, too proper when I said it, but half a tree. Their clock now is a tribute to Jamaicans that fought in World War II. There were people in my family. I know my mom talks about great grand uncles coming back shell shocked, both from World War One and World War II. Jamaicans fought in those wars, and they have their names listed when you pass the Carib Theater in that kind of the center of downtown, or getting into kind of like going into downtown, because downtown is a little separate from there. But yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, isn't that beautiful? Jamaicans were already, fighting for world peace in World War One and World War II. They put it right underneath the clock, and that is one of the major. I don't know if you would say tourist destinations, but historical places they talk about in literature. That clock in the middle of half a tree. But yeah, very interesting history. Guys, I love history and all that. Let me see. Jeff says, are you part of Jamaican Women's Law Group? No, I'm a part of a group called, and I just joined, called Jamaican Women of Florida. And they promote Jamaican culture, but they also support causes in Florida. Obviously, that's where we live. So they give scholarships. I know I went to a banquet, and I actually put on my Patreon as well. I went to one of their, I think it's probably the first scholarship gala since the pandemic. This past, when was that, guys? Maybe like April. And they do, like I say, professional development as well. So it's like a cultural component, professional development component, and then like a community service component. So no, I'm not a part. They have the Jamaican Bar Association here. I go to their events. I'm not a member. They have several affiliate groups where they celebrate their, Jamaican heritage, but they also are contributing to the society where they belong here in the States. So yeah, I'm not a part of any Jamaican women's lawyers. They have Caribbean Bar here, the Caribbean Bar Association. The Women's Lawyers Association here that are Black are Gwen Cherry in Miami. Gwen Cherry was, I think, one of the first Black women lawyers here in our state. And I think she was a state rep or something like this. Forgive me for my ignorance. Gwen Cherry, but that's the African American. But all people are, all Black diaspora in that group. It's an name for Gwen Cherry, but Haitian American, Jamaican American, everybody's a part of Gwen Cherry. But I'm not sure. Jamaican Women Lawyers Group, I don't know of, honestly. Maybe there's one in like New York if you're in New York or so. But we have a Caribbean Lawyers Group. We have Gwen Cherry, and we have several other bars, but I don't think we have one just for Jamaican women. But maybe in another state, I could see them having that. Favorite places before we go? Anybody else want to drop where your favorite place to visit in Jamaica is? And again, last call, I've dropped the link. It says join the conversation, and you can always come up and talk to me and talk to the people. You don't have to be on camera about where you love to visit in Jamaica. Carla says, wow, that is awesome. Family is so important. I love that. Yes, I thank God. Thank God, because you take for granted growing up in a big family. I assume people get this kind of love and support on multi levels. Like I probably have I think I have over 40 first cousins. We counted it one time. I forgot. I don't think it's 50, but yeah. So if you have 50 people that you could go to, or 50 people that technically supposed to show up for you if you're in a time of need, or love on you just because, or hopefully accept you and are a part of your, the journey, it makes such a difference, man. And so that's not including my mom's first cousins and their children. That's just me, my grandma, my grandpa, right? So it's very interesting. And like I said, we consider all my grandpa's brothers and sisters, each person, each branch. We're still connected to most of the branches. And grandpa came from like 12. So anyway, yes, family is the biggest blessing. Don't let this culture sometimes fool you. And I say it's in America, make it seem like kids are a hardship. It's not. Kids are a blessing. Now, obviously, they're expensive and all that good stuff, but for the most part, it's a part of our journey as humans if we are able to have kids. Yeah. Or it's an important part of our development if we're able to have them. I'll say that. Oliver, I'm wondering if you can do resorts next time. Do you know, I think I'm going to send my video to the Jamaican Tourist Board. I'm dead serious because I sent a couple of my Patreon videos to a family member or two, and they was like, girl, you should be advertising for the Jamaican government. So yes, I only went to one resort. I'm not saying the name because it was not that good, and we will never stay there ever again. They could have ruined the family reunion. It was like a lack of service in terms of the understaffedness of it. It was just terrible. Took forever to get anything. There were not enough service at the bar. It was like they were trying to like. At first, I was like, could they be doing this for real? Like, would this be on purpose? But I honestly think, as I've been reading articles, a lot of people have not gone back to service jobs, and Jamaica tourism is about service jobs. So unless they're having a hard time recruiting people, I can understand why they would be short staffed, but unacceptable. Just I'm talking about from the concierge bringing the stuff to your room and bringing it back out when you left. Like me and my auntie was there pulling heavy bags. The guys from Europe were like, why are y'all carrying that? I'm like, there is nobody, there is no bellhop. So it was just very difficult. I would never stay there again. And funny enough, we stayed there in 2019 and it wasn't that bad. I was like, yeah, I don't remember it being this bad. So I'm gonna blame it on COVID. I'm not gonna say they're horrible, but yeah, never going back to that hotel. That's why I'm not saying the name. So yes, maybe I can do a resort series if I get the money or the sponsorship. Hello, I love recommendations because I changed my resort to give my American family and friends a different experience. Cool. Jamaicans have some of the best resorts, hallelujah, in the world. Absolutely. When we've been down there, we've gone to Jules. We've gone to, I can't think about the different resort names. But yes, like I had family stay at, I don't even want to give them no plugs, some good resorts down there. And you know what else I might do next time? I also had family members who stayed after and left the hotel around when we left after like 4 days to a week. They went to Airbnbs. This is a very big thing now. Gated, safe places. Again, if you have your own, and some of them come with a chef. So if you have your own driver, or if you know people that can pick you up, or if you want to take taxi, there are plenty of taxis. I don't like to feel like nobody ripping me off. So I like to go through my people's and organize my ride and stuff. But yes, Airbnbs are now, and they are luxurious. Several of my family members stayed at Airbnbs. But yes, today's discussion, where is your favorite place to visit in Jamaica? Secrets of my vacay. I've been there these last 2 weeks, enjoying time during the Independence holiday, sights and sounds. And again, if you want more, I have much more. And I'm going to be putting up a couple more videos onto my Patreon, my members only community on YouTube, where they can get behind the scenes of kind of my adventures here in Miami and beyond. Let me see what the chat has to say as I wrap up. Let's see. Yes. Hey, Red Pill Awareness in the building. Good to have you, sir. Thanks for the love. Somebody's the vacation glow. Well, I appreciate it. I wish I could have used one. I'm so mad at myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I should have stayed through this weekend. I will never come back at the end of the week again. I was like, but I have to go back. Oh, this is a terrible feeling. Yay. Sandy W says, thank you for sharing. I hadn't been back to Jamaica in 3 years. And I'm so happy I went during Independence also. Walk good. You know it. Walk good everywhere. Mama, I tell you. Let me tell you, from the when they say the wood and the water, from the old folks to the those who have gone before us, the celebrations, the parties, the Kings. I didn't really give y'all a lot of Kingston because I went to some really cool places, country, water, Blue Hole, beachfront, just chilling on the beach. You know what else? One thing I did not go to is to go to Hellshire, or Hellshire as we say, to get a fried lobster. My only thing I didn't get was my fried lobster. Hellshire Beach is close to Kingston, and it is one of the most famous places for Jamaican seafood. Oh my gosh, that and like Gloria's. And that was the one place my cousins went. I was at a play. I went to a beautiful play in Kingston called Mojo and Flo. It was a Jamaican comedy. If you get a chance to watch it down there, Mr. Campbell, I forget his name, I think he's passed, a Jamaican TV actor, put it on. So funny. So funny. Actually, I don't think he's passed. I think he actually was in it. One second. The Mr. Campbell. I have a picture of that. I don't know if I included it in the slides of me. I think it was at the Courtly Hotel Auditorium in New Kingston. So funny. Great play, full of laughs. If it comes to the States, sometimes the Jamaican plays tour to New York, to DC, even sometimes Philly, but definitely to South Florida, Orlando, and down here in Miami. Go see it. Mojo and Flo. So funny. So funny. So funny. So yeah, I got cultural, I got hot girl, I got nightlife, I should say. Yes. Yes. Love yourself, God, and others will simply and yeah, love yourself, God, and others. Simple. You have my motto. Absolutely. I love you. Got to. Just remember what does life boil down to? Sometimes, again, we get so distracted and move away from the core principles of why we're here on earth, right? Not just to punch a clock 9 to 5 and cry. And there's so much more. The people matter. And if those are not the people at your job, find the people that you're meant to love. Find the people that you're meant to impact. Super important, right? And just remember, God loves you no matter what, right? You can be tall, short, big, small, skinny, ugly, fat, whatever you want to be. God still loves you, right? And you're a miracle. You are a miracle. The universe producing this living being is a miracle. So if we think about ourselves, not only am I a miracle, the person sitting across from me is a miracle too. So we're looking at each other from the gravity of how special we are, literally, we would have far less problems in this world. I'm sorry. I guess I can get on my little tangents. Rastafari. Trust me, I got my upliftment and my soul stirring messages on the corners, sitting at just random places, eating and striking up conversations with people. Got a lot of wisdom, and I'm appreciative of it. And hopefully, I can continue to apply it as I get back into the hustle and bustle of this life. Appreciate you, Christine. Nice to see you. Crossroads. Thank you. That's where the clock is. Crossroads in Half a Tree. Yeah, that memorial to those soldiers is very interesting. I didn't get to read all of it. We were kind of like coming and going. Crossroads. Thank you. Where the Carib Theater is, etc. Yes. Listen, you just DM'd me? Okay, good. My email is full. If anybody has been emailing me, I am so sorry. Since I went out of town, my email is full. So I need to delete stuff out of my email so you guys can email me and such, but I will look for it. RM, thank you so much. If you have show ideas, people I should interview, places I should go, especially here in Miami, let me know. Appreciate everyone here showing love. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I'm back. So you will see me a few times a week. I'm also having to take continuing education classes, as lawyers do, as most professionals do. You have to kind of stay up on your stuff and then make you take classes. So the next 6 weeks, it's going to be a little bit hectic. And I'm also helping on some campaigns. So next 6 weeks, it's going to be a little hectic for me. But I'm here, y'all. I can't wait to open back up some of these great conversations we've been having about life, about current events, about self-awareness, self-empowerment, and a little bit of legal. And just, again, relationships when y'all want it. But I can't wait to continue some of the interesting conversations. I have a great catalog too. My friend homeboy just reminded me, he was like, Suzette, you got a good catalog, girl. go back, go watch some of the videos on YouTube. There's some great stuff there. Thinking about even just clipping it up and clipping it and showing you guys like 10 to 20 minute, 10, 15-minute clips of some good conversations and then linking the original video, because I'm like, some of you guys are not going back and watching. I got some good content on my stuff, and I'm not just saying it because it's me. I'm saying it because it's impactful. And for others now to just start going back and watching some of my old videos, they're like, yo, these were some good conversations. I feel that way. So I think I might actually do some of that as well as maybe some out and about. I need to decide how I can do it with the equipment I currently have. Just going to, I didn't go to like Black Film Festival and all that. I don't know if I want to do red carpet per se, but I would love to visit a couple places here in Miami that are off the beaten path, especially that have to do with the history of the African diaspora in Miami, so that y'all know there's all kinds of Miami. I know we have a very, you might see more Latinized advertising of what Miami is, but you have multicultures for sure. African American, Caribbean American, all kinds of cultures. The Bahamas was here a long time, So I would love to open some dialogue around those things. And of course, you got the election coming up in November. So we got a lot to talk about, y'all. This is just a welcome back, celebrating my vacation of champions, honestly. A renewal of mind, body, and spirit. So I just wanted to let you guys into some of the wonderful experiences I had, and hopefully that will stick with me. But hit the like button on your way out. I'll read a few more comments. Andrew says, you represent well. I need to go to JA. My grandfather, was on a British battleship during World War II. Amazing. See, I'm telling you, Jamaicans were everywhere. The other big part of, I saw it, and I think I might have taken some video, the Windrush generation, which were, remember, after World War II, Britain was pretty much destroyed. Like, their landscape and their population was decimated. So a lot of the migration that you saw coming from the Caribbean right after World War II was to bring educated workers back to England to help sustain the economy, which had totally been, like I said, decimated due to World War II. So you had people from Jamaica, Barbados, all over. And they have been characterized in England as the Windrush generation, because that was the first steamship that came from the Caribbean to England, right? I have cousins. These would be my grandpa's older brother's kids. The eldest, some of the eldest went to England early, right? So some of those memorials were up around the town as well. I saw a beautiful one in the airport, in the Kingston airport, about the Windrush murals celebrating that early migration. This is like 70, 80 years ago. 45, World War II ends. 41, 41. Yeah. It's beautiful. So again, if you look at like athletes like Dina Asher-Smith, that just came third in the world championship, and I think it was the 200. Both her parents, even though she's British, are from Jamaica, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, so much history, guys. So much the way in which the world is intertwined. Again, you think of Jamaica as like this little island out in the Caribbean, but we've been a part of a world history, and this, the development of the West, if you will, in many ways. It's just interesting to me. I love it. Hey, before the billions, I'm getting ready to wrap up. Good to see you, my brother. Thanks for stopping by. Happy to be back. Hey, Miss AKA Lady. Girl, I'm trying to get back into the groove. It's been a minute. Glad to see you. Just talking VACAY, part 2. VACAY Secrets. I hope you go back and watch. If you're just joining, hit the like button before you go, and definitely team replay, or if you're watching live now, I really appreciate each and every one of you for showing love, hitting the like button, coming through, leaving your comments on where you love to visit in Jamaica. Of course, me sharing a little bit of the secrets. I'm going to be sharing most of the secrets on Patreon. I do want to put up my video of me on the my jump in Blue Hole, holding on to a zip line for a little bit of time before splashing. Yes, I was like, Lord, if I don't do this now, when am I going to do this? And I wish I could have gone on the high one. But hey, Andre, nice to see you. I just was reading another question as I brought up your comment, but nice to see you, my brother. We back. I'm happy to be here. Happy that you're here. No, I have not done a 23andMe. I basically have based my ancestry off of my cousins who have done it and the ties to Ghana and several other places. But it's very interesting. My cousins who have like American fathers that have um, different tribes and regions, obviously as they should, because their parents came from different places in this trade. But yeah, I have not done it myself, and I don't. You know what? I'm against some of the what I feel. I'm not going to say I've done the full legal research on when and how the police can or the government can access your DNA, but there's a part of me that has a little bit of trepidation about giving up my DNA to be in a database to be used by whoever, whenever, as long as they get, a court order, subpoena, or whatever. I'm a little bit sheepish of doing it. I don't know. I might be too deep in the rabbit hole, but I have not done a 23andMe yet. But yes, we enjoy the code switch here every now and then. Montego Bay, stand up. Y'all don't even know about the Bay. Y'all don't know about the Bay. The other Bay was really fun, y'all. It was really fun. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. Yes, Paul Campbell, the actor, and I believe he's still alive. I might have put him. Sorry, Paul Campbell. Yes, that was his play, Mojo and Flow. Funniest thing ever. About, yeah, I don't really give it away. Yes, the Hillshire lobster. Yeah, man. Sweet like sugar. I don't know what they fried in. So good. So glad they're not here. I would have one once a week if it was local. So good, but nothing nice like yard, as they say. Nothing sweet like yard, meaning no place like home. Are you a video editor? Are you? DM me on Facebook. My email is full for right now, guys. I have to go back and just start deleting, but DM me please, because I have so much video I took in Jamaica, and I'm like, God, how am I going to edit all this? I tried to edit it from my phone because my Dropbox. I don't know what happened to my Dropbox, but I'm going to try to do another set from my phone. But I have also plans, like I say, if I want to visit a couple places in Miami, I just want to take the video and then send it to somebody and edit it for me, especially if I get to some of like the historically Black places of Miami. I want to show y'all. I was like, where can I go different? What can I do? Just to show y'all me. And that stuff is, stuff I enjoy. And, switch it up every now and then. So I was thinking about, wait, how am I going to get this? Do I need a camera person? Do I need this? Oh my gosh. Think about the costs, all of that. So I'm trying to think of the easiest way to give you a little bit more. And, you can see where my interests are as well. And I think, produce shows that are just interesting. And, I like to start a conversation. No matter what it's about, it's going to be interesting. That's what I like to do, and try to have, my unique perspectives and get yours. So we'll be working on some stuff like that. I know it's not going to be for August. I have, just like I said, a catch up of a lifetime to be. This last couple weeks of August is going to be a lot of heavy lifting for me. So we'll do what we can. Y'all show me some grace. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'll push my start times during the week. I usually do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, around 7, but maybe I'll start at 8 every now and then, 8:30. So just work with me because I got to do my training. I got to do my skills and all this. And again, work, contrary to popular belief. That's the phrase I was looking for. We got to work. Attorneys got to work. All of us got to work. We got so much bills. So yeah, it's back to the grind, y'all. I can only reminisce and reflect and hopefully remember some of those key moments of just uplift. And I hope you have enjoyed this look behind the scenes of my summer beautiful emancipendence. Now it's time to go. I need some water. Emancipendence, vacay, family, as well as just, fun. So I hope you enjoyed this look behind. Big up all of you guys who were there celebrating. Oh, cool. You're editing now, or you jump up and talk? I don't know where is the world class. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. hit the subscribe and the notification bell, because I noticed there's a lot of people that I normally see that I haven't been seeing lately, because sometimes you guys are not getting the notifications. So hit the notification bell, make sure it's on, or hit it, turn it off, hit it again if you didn't know this stream was up and live. Sometimes YouTube, the algorithm likes to play games. And welcome to my new subscribers. I saw some growth. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody who just found me. Appreciate y'all. Welcome to the speakers, which are the folks who enjoy, speaking out, speaking up, and, sharing an opinion about whatever it is we're talking about here. Like I said, I try to be more of a Joe Rogan. I don't have one set type of topic that may change, but for right now, I like a lot of different things. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So big up yourselves. RM says, good. Have a good weekend, speakers. Hey, Brown Gal Peace Lounge. Lovely to see you, sis. Glad you could stop by. Yes, I'm going to stay dry. I wanted to go outside, but it's raining. I was like, I got my new bathing suit on. I was going to hit the pool, babe, and get a little sun. I don't need no more sun, but just hang out, because the outdoors, I realize I need to schedule outdoors more. Like sometimes, go outside, but sitting at a desk can really just like take the life out of you. So I was like, I need to make my outdoor time more of a priority, where I'm not thinking about YouTube, I'm not thinking about jobs, I'm not thinking about anything, where I'm just outside me in nature, right? So I was like, okay, that was a big difference. Being down there, you didn't have to try, you were just in nature. I stepped out of people's backyards and I was in nature, like all the time. Walked down the street, I was in like vastness. That was just so beautiful. So I have to do that with more purpose. There's some beautiful gardens here in Miami. I was thinking Vizcaya and a couple other places. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to make good use of where I am. Yes. I'm not doing those tests. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that. So yeah, definitely DM me. Kareen says, my grandmother, who is 91, refuses to do a DNA test. Sounds like me. She says she not trust Babylon system. She don't trust the government, okay? LOL, but my mom did hers. Yeah, I go off of my aunts. My aunt that they say I look the most like. I looked at hers and I'm like, okay, I'm probably what you are. Most likely what you are, I see. But I haven't done any type of DNA. Nothing. Oh, are you? Are you in JA? Okay, Tyrone. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me on Instagram, please. And let me know, because I don't know how much. I have so much film on my phone right now. I could do a country montage. I could do a party montage. I could do just around Kingston, just driving through the window montage. I have a lot of video on my phone. So yay. Sunbreeze says, hi. Hope everybody enjoys their day. You guys all deserve it. All right, you guys know I love long goodbyes, but I'm going to head out. You're so sweet. Thank you, the World Class. I appreciate you, Brown Gal Peace Lounge. And anyone else, again, just know that my email is full. DM me if you really need to get me. I was the one to do the editing. Oh, okay. Let me know. You never know. Maybe we could collaborate. Yes, I appreciate you. Yes. Nature equals mindfulness. You are right, sis. I need a little bit more in my life. God help me. Just to stay grounded and mindful, present, blessed, I'm blessed. Like I just want to stay in that moment. Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Thank you again, everyone who is here, and Team Replay. I will see you guys probably Monday or Tuesday. You guys have a blessed week. Go over to my YouTube channel. If you're watching on Jamaicans.com and subscribe, just hit the YouTube app and type in SuzetteSpeaks, and you should be able to find me. But until next Saturday, y'all have a blessed week. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.